test. Test, test. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Good morning, good morning. I think it's good. Yes? Thank you, Gwen.
Wherever you are,
we gather on land known as Endakina to the Nulhegan Abenaki tribe. This was their home, and then European coloners arrived. During Alamikos, the greeting moon, may we consider the Abenaki greeting for this moon. Forgive me for any wrong I may have done you. Good morning. My name is Rebecca Strum. I'm a member of this congregation and of the worship team, and today it is my pleasure to serve as Worship Associate for the Reverend Christina Sillari, one of our 2 interim ministers. Welcome and Happy New Year to those of you here in our sanctuary, and to those on Zoom, and to those who may look at this service at a later date. Welcome to CVUUS, the Champlain Valley Unitarian Universalist Society. If this is your first time here, you are welcome to fill out one of these blue cards. So they're in the lobby so that you'll receive our daily newsletter and you can get to know us a little better. If you have a milestone or a passage or a joy or a concern, there are these yellow cards, and you want to share that with the congregation. Fill out one of these, put them in the basket during the offering, and we will read them. If you have a concern that you want to not share, but would like to share with our caring committee, you can fill out one of these pink cards and also contact them by phone or email. This is the first service of the new year, 2025. Wow. As a teacher for 43 years, I always looked forward to the new school year, starting afresh, a new beginning. And this year, 2025, I feel compelled to try to carry over that feeling of a new beginning, afresh, to think positively about a new beginning. Certainly, the Abenaki greeting of asking forgiveness will help me to do that, as will today's chalice lighting, the symbol of Unitarian Universalists. So Tyron is going to come up and light our chalice for us, and after he does that, please join me in reciting those words on the screen and in your order of service. Holy Spirit, giving life to all life, moving all creatures, root of all things, washing them clean, wiping out our mistakes, healing their wounds. You are our true life, luminous, wonderful, awakening the heart from its ancient sleep. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show us beauty, vision, and joy.
Thank you, Becky. And thank you, Kate, for playing our music today. And thank you, Abi, for doing the camera, and Donna, and Mary behind the screens. And hello, everyone joining us virtually. Good morning, everyone. So I came across the words I'm going to share yesterday and decided to replace them with what is in the OOS and on the screen, so you can ignore that. Because when I found these words, they pretty much sum up my entire message today. Like, I don't even have to actually preach the sermon. You could just take this message. And it's a poem, and it's called The Seed, and it was collaboratively co-created by Sophia Stilgitz, who's an artist, and a small group of artists. And the original form includes music and animation. But I'm just sharing the words. The seed. If we understand our infinite potential and live in a state of gratitude, we learn from our struggles as we unravel the little pieces of this ever-changing mystery. Life, we find meaning in connection to each other, to ourselves, to nature. We are nature. Love, the only fountain of renewable energy. Art, the substance that binds emotion in the present moment. We inspire humankind to see within, because the greatest revolutions begin in oneself. Leading by example, we co-create our future together. Please join in singing our hymn number 298, Wake Now My Senses, all 5 verses. Poppy. I haven't.
Okay.
So you're going to be standing here for a while. So you need to So in April of 2012, Poppy Reese began her role as Director of Religious, I think the word was education at the time, now it's exploration, here at CVUUS. And she served you, us, well. She built a thriving RE program with many families with up to 80 children and youth. And during her many years with us, Poppy offered so many things. I'm just saying a few. A comprehensive sex education program called OWL, a highly successful, I wish I was there for this, a Harry Potter curriculum, and most recently helped us all understand, not just the children, but us adults as well, our new UU values through JetPig. I miss JetPig. She has had a strong presence on Sunday morning by helping create alternative worship, offering her musical gifts, and of course, blessing us all with her powerful time for all ages. Poppy created and directed a multi-generational interactive pageant on Christmas Eve, which some of you attended this year. She helped navigate this congregation through the difficulties and challenges of COVID. That was not easy. And one thing that I really have appreciated about Poppy and all my interactions and meetings with her is that she continuously brought a justice, equity, and inclusion lens through everything she did. And she created opportunities for children, youth, and adults to engage in social justice work. Through all of this and more, Poppy helped co-create the vision of CVUUS. Do you all know what that is? Probably not. To be inclusive and welcoming community that sustains a liberal religious tradition, to be visible and active on behalf of social justice and environmental responsibility, to nurture and empower each other at all ages on our spiritual journeys, and to reach out to the larger community of which we are a part. For all of this and more, we are grateful to you, Poppy. And now I invite Hannah, who's the president of the congregation, to come forward. And the rest of the board, if you're here.
It is said that love is a flame that burns everything other than itself. Dear Poppy, you have led our young people out of this congregation with the flame of our chalice and with your authentic self for 12 years. On behalf of this congregation, we thank you. And we feel it's a fitting metaphor to present you with this gift, a Danforth lamp. Not just any lamp, it has a beautiful engraved and colored imprint on it with leaves. Also a metaphor, I felt, for all the seeds you've planted over the years. May the flame of this lamp represent all the love and warmth you have shared with us over the years, and know that your light lives on here forever. Thank you.
So today we are releasing Poppy from her role as Director of Religious Exploration. And just as ministers leaving a congregation must not engage in the life of the congregation for some time to make space for the new, a departing DRE must also disconnect from congregational life until new leadership of RE has been fully established. And we don't know how long this will be. But it's important for all of you as members and friends of CVUUS to refrain from engaging with Poppy in ways related to congregational life. I invite Julia Santerre to come up now.
I'm also a short one. Yeah. Poppy, are you ready to be released from your role at CVUUS as Director of Religious Exploration?
I am.
Good. Will the congregation please rise in body or spirit again and join me in releasing Poppy from her role and position at CVUUS? Please read the words printed on the screen. Poppy, we release you from your role as Director of Religious Exploration. We thank you for accepting this responsibility, for leading and shaping the religious lives of our children and youth. We thank you for your presence with us in worship, for the blessings and gifts. There's another slide. Okay, for the blessings and gifts you have shared with all of us. We promise to keep boundaries with you until new leadership is fully established. We hold you in love as you begin your new journey.
I thought it was kind of fitting that in my last time for a while saying something in worship, I printed out my words at home and then forgot to bring them. That seemed. So I'm just going to make them up. No. I release you and my role with you. I am deeply grateful for my time as your Director of Religious Exploration, entrusted with supporting the religious, spiritual, and ethical growth of your children and my children. I promise to keep boundaries with you as you navigate this transition, and I hope in the future to reconnect with this faith community in a new way.
I now invite the members of the RE Council to come forward. Jessica Rouse, Greg Bernhardt, and Ted Shue. I apologize. And Christina, sorry, and Reverend Christina. You weren't in my script. We are currently the RE Council, and together we will be supporting the RE program. Now, like the tradition of the bridging ceremony that Poppy has created for our senior youth over the years, we will be sending Poppy, RE volunteers and children off to their last session with Poppy as RE director. I need your help to create this bridge. I invite anyone who has been part of the RE program in the past or present, so that's a lot of you out there, to gather in the center aisle, facing one another with your arms raised toward the center. You all know how that looks, right? Okay. So when the bridge is ready, we invite Poppy to lead the children and RE volunteers to walk through the bridge to the RE program as we sing This Little Light of Mine.
So there are always many ways to connect in addition to Sunday services. One I am going to remind you of is to please join us today after this service to wish Poppy well at the Poppy Party in the fellowship hall immediately following the service. And since we do have more in the service to go, I'm going to ask you to look at the back of your order of service for other pathways in which you can connect. And now is the time in our service where we take up our offering, sharing the plate with an organization or nonprofit that shares our values. In honor of our outgoing religious exploration director, Poppy Reese, we are sharing our plate today with Outright Vermont, Vermont's only queer youth service organization. Its mission is to build a Vermont where all LGBTQ+, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth have hope, equity, and power. Outright uses a theory of change based in three main branches of service: develop and peer connections, strengthen families, and transform communities. Please be as generous as you are able as we take up our offering.
So we have 2 milestones and passages today. So the first one is from Ann Christie, Kimberly Gray, and the choir. The choir wants to express our gratitude to Larry Vanderberg. Did I say that right? I did? For his many gifts as a musician, a singer with perfect pitch. I didn't know that about Larry. An artist, as we know, he had his paintings here, and a delightful person. How we will miss Larry and Helene and wish them well on their next adventure. Are they on Zoom? Can we just all say, we love you, Larry and Helene. For those of you who don't know, they live in Shroon Lake, and they've been coming to this congregation for many years, and they are moving to Maryland to be near their children. Yeah. And the next is from Marnie Wood, the Rad Love in Action. So much fun this past Monday night. It was on a Monday night. Thanks to Mike and Liam Greenwood. So it was a game night and pizza with 16 guests, and it was absolutely tons of joy. And I think it was because I saw the email string about this, and it just seemed like everyone had such a great time. And I think, I was going to say what she has written here. January, we will have another one being organized. Stay tuned. 3rd Friday, probably a better night, hoping for our core group who attended December 30th to keep the fun going this winter. Thanks to Mike and Liam. Yes, thank you. And then, of course, another milestone and passage is, as we know, Poppy Reese leaving, and this being her last Sunday. And she really wanted me to let you know, even though you spoke it and I said it, please do not contact her until past the summer. She really needs her space, and she's asked me to say that to all of you. Okay? Let's spend a little time in silence. So just taking a few breaths, maybe closing your eyes or gazing downward and uncrossing yourself, sitting up tall. Maybe focusing on your heart or your breath. And we'll enter into silence with the sound of the bell, beginning and ending our silence.
Today's reading is by the Celtic mystic John O'Donohue, For a New Beginning. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think, to wonder, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then, the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit of adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you.
There's one more person I want to thank who does a lot of work behind the scenes. They all do the gatherers. The gatherers are the folks that make the slides. It's a big job. And Richard did the slides this week, and I just want to acknowledge him for doing that. Co-creation. Co-creation implies that we are continuously creating our lives and our reality and the world with all that is seen and unseen. When we consider creation as an individual endeavor, we are stuck in the illusion that we are separate from one another, the cosmos, and the earth. Single-handed creation is what our Judeo-Christian heritage teaches us. The Bible begins with a creation story describing how God brings the universe into being in a series of creative acts over 6 days. We all know that story. The book of Genesis begins, quote, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." It continues recounting how God created night and day, stars and sky, land and sea, plants and trees, birds, and all living things. This story, which is actually a version of a Mesopotamian myth, has one main character, God, who worked constantly for 6 days all alone to create life. One being working independently and tirelessly for a week and then collapsing in exhaustion for a day. Sound familiar? This Genesis myth of creation, highlighting working hard, individualism, patriarchy, hierarchy, and helplessness, is what our nation is built upon. Another reality we may consider is that we are a co-creative species. We create everything we see and experience together. This reality has been hidden from us for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians and Mayans knew this truth and experienced themselves as multidimensional beings able to connect with all that is seen and on the earth and all that is unseen in the stars. They understood cosmic and physical laws that we modern-day humans are only now beginning to come to terms with. Creation myths hold wisdom, but they have been watered down and changed through millennium as the people in power sought to gain control. Religion does that, takes control over the people. Not with spiritual truths, but with institutions based on rules and dogma. I love what novelist Tom Robbins writes in his book, Skinny Legs and All. Quote, "Religion is nothing but institutionalized mysticism. The catch is mysticism does not lend itself to institutionalization. The moment we attempt to organize mysticism, we destroy its essence. Religion, then, is mysticism in which the mystical has been killed, or at least diminished." End quote. Mystics are the insiders who unravel truth through contemplation and awakening. They delve into multidimensional realities and experience connections to the non-material world that quantum physicists are now exploring. They are not concerned with power and control, but with deep wisdom. Each religion has their mystics. Rumi, Lao Tzu, Catherine of Siena, Yogananda, to name a few. Buddha and Jesus were mystics whose followers appropriated their wisdom to create a religion, or many religions. The great thing about mystics is they reveal penetrating truths that reverberate in ourselves, in our souls. Let's take a moment to get in touch with our inner mystic. Once again, close the eyes or gaze downward. And let yourself focus on your breath, witnessing the in-breath, witnessing the out-breath, noticing the energy in your body, in your mind, in your heart. And in this stillness, listen to the poem Breath by Indian mystic Kabir. Are you looking for me? I am in the next seat. My shoulder is against yours. You will not find me in the stupas, not in the Indian shrine rooms, nor in synagogues, nor in cathedrals, not in masses, nor kirtans, not legs winding around your own neck, nor in eating nothing but vegetables. When you really look for me, you will see me instantly. You will find me in the tiniest house of time. Student, tell me, what is God? God is the breath inside the breath. Mystics take quantum leaps into out-of-the-way places of the heart and discover we are all woven together through time and space and light. Where are the out-of-the-way places in your heart? Can you find them in the stillness, in your breath, in the light pouring into your being, in the next seat? The good news is that we are waking up from the illusion of separateness. The phrase, "you create your own reality," has been part of the Western vernacular for decades. And we can't just throw away this statement as a New Age fad. What you dwell upon, you become, said the Buddha. It is done unto you as you believe, said Jesus. Whatever a person's mind dwells on intensely and with firm resolve, that is exactly what they become, say the Hindu mystics. We do not see things as they are, we see them as we are, written in the Talmud. Even Ralph Waldo Emerson, who we, as Unitarian Universalists, claim as our mystic, said, We become what we think about all day long. The problem with the idea of creating our own reality is that we often do not consider the fact that each of us is creating our own reality at the same time. So our prayers and our intentions are meeting and merging and bumping and circling one another. We actually don't create anything alone. We may think we do. Our dreams and goals come to life with the cooperation and consciousness of other beings. And they all may not be human. You, as a congregation, emerged slowly and steadily as a co-creation of the founders, the new members, and the staff to fill the need and vision of local UUs to create this spiritual home. Bravo! You are excellent at co-creation. You really are. You see, creation and co-creation are different. Creation is ego-driven, an individual action, and it's focused on the future, which, to build a congregation, you need to think about the future, right? But co-creation is spirit-driven, right? It's passion-driven, it's communal-driven, and it's focused on the present. To co-create is to express our passion and our authenticity and see that spark of light in everyone and everything. Co-creation confirms and affirms we are already connected to Source, to the Spirit of life, to our Buddha nature, to the Christ within, whatever it is. Co-creation confirms and affirms we are connected to each other. I love our first and seventh principle. I feel like they wrap up our faith. Honoring all people and honoring the web. That to me is co-creation. And our new values put what? Love at the center of co-creation. Co-creation tells us everything is a choice, and every choice creates consequences. Every belief we have about the world, every judgment or appreciation we direct to our neighbor, every resentment or compassionate action we express to our loved one, every guilty feeling and act of forgiveness is a choice. And every choice impacts the whole web. When our collective choices emerge from love and joy, amazing things occur. Co-creation also follows the law of magnetism and attraction. We draw to us what we need to learn. That's a hard one. So I ask, who are the people in your life that show you your wounds? Or act as a mirror to help you confront your fears? We all have those people. The law of magnetism is what co-creates recovery groups, small group ministry, justice groups, all the communities we engage with. Your congregation is continuously co-creating itself through choice and magnetism. Our new social justice team, do you know that we have a new social justice team? Maybe not. Well, we do. And it was co-created by you, believe it or not, right? It started with taking on the 8th principle, and then you created an anti-racist covenant, right? And then it went to the Council on Ministry, who plunged into the Leading the Edge work and established a mosaic team. And now we have a viable social justice team. You did that. And you don't even know you did it, maybe. Really beloved, the caring network doubling in size, the new monthly food and game night, so much more, all being co-created out of love by you. Everything around us is co-conspiring to assist us to take that quantum leap. The universe has laws in motion to point us in the direction we need to go when we don't dwell on the past or fear the future. So let's go inside again. You can do it. Let's take a moment. Be in your body. Feel the earth. Feel the light coming from the cosmos. Let your breath receive the earth. Receive the light. And as you sit here and receive, or maybe you're resistant to receiving, notice if there's any pain, any suffering that calls you into the past, or any fears creating anxiety about the future. What are you holding on to from your past that is preventing you from co-creating a new reality? Or as John O'Donohue asked, how are you playing with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispers? What are your fears of the future that rob you of experiencing delight and grace and ease right here, right now? What would you like to co-create in your life, in your community, in this congregation? And who are your partners in co-creation? Are they in human form, nature form, spirit form? Perhaps we need them all. The art of co-creation by its nature provides instructions for us when we are still and attuned, when our inner world becomes more prominent than our outer world. We connect with the spirit of life and use our energy to influence matter instead of matter influencing us. But we must enter this web of light, this inner net, instead of the internet, right? Can we sit in this stillness, right, long enough to allow this mysterious, magnificent energy of light to flow? The light of co-creation. Can we call on our ancestors, the earth, deity, spirit, or as Kabir suggests, a guest to partner with? He says, friend, hope for the guest while you are alive. Jump into experience while you are alive. Think and think while you are alive. What you call salvation belongs to the time before death. If you don't break your ropes while you're alive, do you think ghosts will do it after? The idea that the soul will join the ecstatic just because the body is rotten, that is all fantasy. What is found now is found then. If you find nothing now, you will simply end up with an apartment in the city of death. May we all find ways this year this year of 2025, to co-create our lives and our communities, to take a quantum leap, to enter those out-of-the-way places in our hearts, to awaken our heart from its ancient sleep, to maybe expand our hearts and our minds and ourselves beyond this community. We need to co-create a new reality and let go of the old myth of individualism and control, the myth that we have no power, the myth that we are separate from anyone. But we have to hold on to the truth that we are fed. We are constantly being fed by the stars and the earth, and that collectively our thoughts and emotions are creating a new reality where love and freedom and justice affirms and confirms that we are one. We're going to sing We Would Be One, number 318. As Becky extinguishes our chalice, let's share the words on our screen. We extinguish this flame, remembering always to keep love at the center. Our closing words are from Black Elk Speaks. And while I stood there, I saw more than I can tell, and I understood more than I saw. For I was seeing in a sacred manner the shapes of things in the spirit, and the shape of all shapes as they must live together like one being. So I just want to say thank you for coming today. About 10 of 10, there was hardly anybody here, and I thought, oh, the snow is keeping you all away. But you're Vermonters, right? Didn't keep you away, so thank you for showing up. Remember, we're all going to go downstairs, and I think there's lots of cookies, which is what Poppy wanted for her celebration. And even if you're new, especially if you're new, please join us downstairs. Have a beautiful day.